All right, so if you've ever tried to research a crypto token, you know it can feel like you're just lost in a sea of noise, right? Well, today we're going to cut through all of that. We're going to walk through a structured and honestly a deliberately boring method for looking at crypto projects. The goal here is to bring some actual calm to the chaos. So let's just dive right in.
I mean, this just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It feels like everything you see is either screaming, this will change the world tomorrow, or it's a total scam. There's just no middle ground. And look, both of those takes are super emotional, but neither one actually helps you figure out how to look at a project for yourself. They're all about getting a reaction, not actually giving you real info. So this is really the choice we're making today, right? On one side, you've got that whole world of emotional, vague, totally unreliable vibes. We're just going to leave that behind. And instead, we're stepping over to this side, a calm, verifiable, and structured approach. We're calling it the evidence ladder. It's all about building a solid case, not just, catching a feeling. Okay, before we jump in any further, we have to do the mandatory bit. So, just to be super clear, this is all for educational purposes. It is not financial advice. Crypto is risky, you can lose money for sure. You've always got to do your own research. Our whole goal here is just to give you a solid framework for that research. All right, let's get into the heart of this method. The entire system, and I mean the whole thing, is built on just one simple foundational rule. And if you can stick to this one rule, you will filter out, I'm not kidding, the vast majority of all the bad narratives and noise out there. And this is it. This is the rule. You have to know the difference between a claim and evidence. See, a claim is just a sentence. Anybody can write one. We're partnering with a huge company, or we've got the best tech. Those are just claims. Evidence, though, that's something different. Evidence is something that you or me or anyone else can go and check for themselves. It's a link to an official press release. It's a record on a block explorer. It's a legal filing. It's something real. So here's the absolute key. Your job as a researcher is to keep these two things completely separate. Never, ever mix them. A claim is just the starting point, right? It's a question you need to go find the answer to. It should never go into your evidence column until you yourself have verified it. Honestly, this one little piece of discipline, it's the most important part of this whole thing. So, how do we actually put this into practice? Well, we use this 6-step ladder. It's designed to guide you from the very basics, like what even is this token? Finding its contract address. Then you move up to checking its official sources, reading its disclosures, looking at some basic on-chain data, seeing how it's distributed. And finally, and this is super important, knowing what to do with the stuff you just can't prove. Now, to make this whole process even easier, there's a simple tool we can use. Just think of it like your personal research headquarters for any token you're looking into. It's called the case study card, and it's basically just a template to keep all your findings organized and, more importantly, to keep yourself honest. And what's so great about this card is how it takes those abstract steps from the ladder and turns them into really simple, direct questions. Like for the token's official mint address, it's not just, what is it? The real question is, can you prove it? For distribution, it asks, is it publicly traded? Every single field forces you to go out and find actual evidence. And really, this is the whole point. If you can't fill out these basic, verifiable fields, you're not actually researching. You're just consuming vibes. You're absorbing marketing and hype. This simple card is what draws that clear line in the sand between being a passive consumer and being an active investigator. Okay, that's enough theory. Let's do a live example and see how this actually works. We're going to use a token called BEB1M. And just to say it again, this is not a recommendation or an endorsement of any kind. It's just a public example we can use to demonstrate the method. So let's run this thing through our case study card. First up, identity. Okay, we go to the website and yep, there's a verifiable Solana mint address. That's our anchor point. Check. Next, official sources. The website lists all their official channels. Easy enough. Disclosures, we look at the white paper and it clearly states there's no guarantee of returns. Got it. And finally, distribution. We can find an official announcement from the 2-bit exchange about the listing. See what's happening here? Every single point is tied directly back to a piece of evidence you can go and look at yourself. Okay, but what about a claim like this? This is something you see all the time. A project claims, hey, we're verified on Phantom Wallet. And a lot of people, they just see that, maybe see a screenshot someone posted and just accept it. But using our method, what do you do now? That's it. You don't trust the claim, you go verify it yourself. You take that official mint address, the one you already confirmed from their official site, you open up the Phantom app yourself, paste it in, and see if that little verification checkmark actually shows up.
You become the person who verifies it. Simple as that. Okay, this brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, and honestly, it might be the most powerful concept in this entire method. What happens when you just can't find evidence for a claim? What do you write on your card? Well, the answer is actually the most powerful tool you have as a researcher. See, most people think writing unknown is a weakness, right? It's like a problem you should hide or just ignore. But a pro sees it as the complete opposite. It's a strength. It's a sign of real intellectual discipline. It means you are totally committed to what's real, even if the reality is, hey, I just don't know this part yet. And this quote just says it all perfectly. Unknown means you're not lying to yourself. Think about that. When you label something as unknown, you're actively refusing to guess, you're refusing to just assume, and you are refusing to lie to yourself. It is the single most honest thing you can write down in your research. And trust me, the benefits of doing this are huge. For one, it keeps your analysis totally clean and honest, based only on what you can actually prove. But it also protects you legally and ethically. When you clearly state what you don't know, you're not making claims you can't back up. And that is so, so important, especially in this space. All right, so let's wrap this all up in a quick takeaway checklist. Number 1, always separate claims from evidence. Number 2, use the 6-step evidence ladder as your guide. 3, actually fill out the case study card to keep yourself organized. And 4, learn to love the unknown label and just make a note of how you might try to verify it down the road. And that really leaves us with one final question, a question you should ask yourself every single time you start looking at a new project. Are you actually researching, or are you just consuming vibes? Are you looking for verifiable proof, or just scrolling and feeling things out? Because that answer, well, it makes all the difference in the world. Hey, thanks so much for sticking with us. Coming up next, we're going to get even more hands-on. I'm going to show you a practical verification workflow that you can run on pretty much any token in just 3 minutes flat to check the absolute essentials. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll see you then.